Novilineal doing some test plays today. So when you're running your map here, Monster, looks like you're just kind of looking for general feedback, first draft, so that should be good. Numbers look pretty good. I mean, jump distance might be a tiny bit high. I only just say that like the notes per second's pretty low, but I know there are some rapid streams and stuff, so it might look a little bit cluttered. We'll talk about that later anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and start now. But yeah, like other than just taking a quick look at it in the previewer, I haven't really analyzed it too much. That felt really good. Ooh, that felt great. Whoops. Hang on, let me check. I think it's fine. Yeah, so that brown was a Shrado. Man, I really wish I had the rewind because it was the diagonal in the. Yeah, so like it played fine, but if we're really splitting hairs, that brown was a Shrado, because basically, you're going down in the third column here, and then you have to scoop to go up into that far column. Like it played fine, but I'm just trying to be nitpicky, just because I don't always spot things like that. So. Oh, only because we're talking about sorry, I'm recording this right after we were talking about stuff like this, so just for the context, in case you're watching this later. But because we're talking about angles and flow and things like that. So what you have is absolutely perfectly fine and playable, don't get me wrong. But if you really want to emphasize that flow, so I was over here, and then I kind of went up, and then my instinct was I wanted to lean this way. And of course, it didn't happen. So like, it's totally fine. Again, things like this are so hard to describe because they're completely subjective and such, but it's such a minor thing. It is absolutely playable as is. Yeah, see, because I'm leaning, I want to lean here, right? Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted. This is going well. Okay, because I was trying to play it with the lean there. But that's it. Then you go in the lean in the opposite direction. Yeah, that lean is great. Because then you go in the lean in the other direction. And yeah, that resolution of the lean felt great. So that section felt great. The only thing I'm going to point out there is there was one of the arcs that I think it was on the top row that was going into the bottom row note. And again, it really doesn't affect gameplay, but I know some people don't like it. Like, for example, that could be something that affects, like, if it gets curated. Again, sorry, I'm being so picky. Like, it literally doesn't affect gameplay. Yeah, so that arc went into the, no. Yeah, see, there's the flow. That was great. I probably would, I mean, again, it's not a Shrado, but just for the cosmetic purposes, I would just make those both diagonals. It would just look so nice. Okay, again, perfectly fine. I'm looking at, like, just, I felt like my body wanted to move slightly different there. Like, again, you had the cool lean there, and I felt like I wanted to go the other way. Like, resolve for me. Yeah, so right now I'm like very much leaning to the right, which feels really great. So then if you could, like what would be amazing is to like bring me back in and then make me lean the other way with your patterns. Again, like this is getting into that art kind of thing we were talking about. What you have is absolutely perfectly fine. But like it's that kind of that movement, right? So because you emphasize this lean so nicely here, I want it in the other direction, you know? Yeah, because I think it's because this brown note here, like again, all of this is perfectly playable, but if the brown note could encourage me to go over in this direction, and then you could probably even still do your side to side here, like that would just be, again, these are set nitpicks because like we're trying to get it to the next level, you know? Everything is playing so well. That angle on the blue note felt a little like it's perfectly fine. But let me see. Could you set? I think it's the setup beforehand. Let me see what you got there. Okay, no, it was set up fine because like I thought when I first played it, it was going to be an up note here, but no, and I was going to suggest changing it to a horizontal note, but you got one there. Let me try it again. I think it's okay. It felt a little uncomfy. I mean, maybe, because it really wouldn't change too much, is if you could turn that top note into a horizontal, I think that would just make it a little bit more comfy. Oh, actually, I know what's bugging me about it, because, it's kind of a techie pattern, but it is a little bit of that horizontal or that vertical reset. Which is fine. Like, it is set up properly, but that felt good. Oh, those dot notes were wicked. Oh, what happened there? That might have just been me, but hang on. Or was it my instinct to play it? Sorry, I think I got there. Yeah, I think there, I wanted to play the left note first. So, like, I don't think you necessarily need to change the direction of either of the notes. But I would probably do the left one there first, just because both, like, again, it's perfectly fine, but just both times I wanted to play the left note first. Like, that was just my instinct. That brown note didn't feel great. I mean, I'd have to look at it to see if it was a negative rotation because I'm not good at picking that up on the fly. But that brown note felt a little bit awkward there. Yeah. But that's really the only wrist roll that I found uncomfortable. This is such a minor thing. I only, like, it literally doesn't matter, really, but I just want to point this out, if I can find it. Yeah, so for here, like, this is perfectly fine. There's no, like, risk of hand claps or something, but you have both these notes in the bottom row, and just cosmetically, it looks so nice to have them, like, the one hand in the bottom and the one hand up above. Literally, you don't have to change anything. I cosmetically love the look of that. I mean, if you look at the notes before where you're doing like this motion, that's basically where they are, right? So, I mean, maybe that's why you put it there, was to try to change it up. But just from a cosmetic point of view, it looks so good to have the far one in the second row. Like, see here, they're in the second row. So if that was in the second row, it just looked really nice. But that's such a such a nothing thing. Ooh, that was good. This might, yeah, that part was great. Technically not shadowy, but that diagonal into the up does require a bit of a scoop. I mean, it's kind of, I'm trying to think. I mean, it kind of is like a shadow. Actually, it is, because instead of, wait, sorry, I'm confusing myself. Sorry, this is taking a really long time because I'm talking a lot. Wait, did I? Sorry, I think I missed it. I forget where it was. Yeah, so basically that is a shadow note, even because it's the 2 lanes over diagonal into a up note, because it's basically the same, like because you got it in the far, like you just moved it over a lane. So yeah, I would change that because it does require a bit of a scoop there and does run the risk of bad cutting. I mean, not as much, because since it's a stack, I think people will see the scoop and come up cleanly. But especially, like, I think you could just make it a diagonal and that would probably work. But yeah, it is that would be a shadow there. This is the problem with things like shadows, and I think that's the point that Skeely was trying to. Sorry, I shouldn't get distracted. I think that was the point that I think it was Skeely was trying to make in the chat, is that we focus so much on these quote bad patterns that really aren't that bad, right? So it's like, I always kind of wonder if I should bring things up like that, because like it played perfectly fine. So am I really going to be that nitpicky and point it out? I think because I'm test playing, the answer is yes, but that doesn't mean you have to fix it, right? Like I'm more pointing it out just so that you're aware that it's there, and then you can decide if you want to fix it or not. Because I always feel kind of bad pointing out things that like play perfectly fine, but it's like, you know, if you don't know what's there, then you can't decide if you want to keep it, right? Okay, sorry. I'll try to actually play. Yeah, so that would have been the funny thing is, again, it didn't really play bad, but that's the one that I noticed when I was watching the previewer. And yet the map didn't flag that as being a vision block. Sorry, I should have finished that thought. Yeah, so that blue note is definitely vision blocking the yellow one, but like I ran your map through the map checker and it didn't flag that. So I was like, did I make a mistake when I was... But no, that's definitely a vision block. I don't know why the map checker didn't flag it. Ooh. Okay, bit of a difficulty spike here. This might be pretty wild for expert. Okay, let me go there. Those up notes felt a little awkward. Okay, so while I do love the croissant streams, they're probably a little too intense for the speed here. I think I would probably simplify this stream. I mean, you can see that I'm struggling to hit it. Because again, croissant streams are great for expert. I think this one's a little bit too fast for it personally. So I'd make this one much more simple. We can talk about stream ideas here, but I think you can keep it pretty simple. Like honestly, an up and down stream would probably work here, but you can like make it move side to side or something like that. But we'll talk later about that. Yeah, I think while I love croissant streams, I think it doesn't work here. It's kind of fast. Yeah, I just feel like I can't hit it. And sorry, when I was saying the up notes don't work, I just kind of felt just the blue one felt weird there. Okay, so I'm going to move on. Yeah, see that section, it worked a bit better. What was the setup for that brown note? Oh, sorry, I forgot to look at my timestamps. Okay, yeah, so that brown note is fine. I think it's because the blue note, like it's not arm tangly, but it feels a little bit off. Like I would probably move the blue note over so that they're right underneath each other, or move the brown note over so they're right over top of each other. It is fine. You do have the brown note way over here, so you can come in and get it. But just something about that pattern just felt a little off to me. Let me try it one more time. But I mean, it's fine. Yeah, so there's that section where I wanted the lean to go the other way. What happened there? Something on the blue hand felt weird. Let me go back to like flicky? I don't know. Yeah, I think because it wasn't flicky, but because it was like a middle row and then then kind of a crossover, something felt a little weird there in this section. It's very playable, but just something felt a little weird. Okay. That part is totally fine. I think what tripped me up the first time is because you had like this triple on the one hand. And so then I was kind of expecting the next note to be the opposite hand. I think this is something we talked about a while ago, that when you have like one hand emphasizing a pattern or doing a cool arc or something like that, it's kind of nice to then have the next note be the other hand, just to break that, or to separate that pattern from the rest, right? So again, this is perfectly playable, like setup's fine and stuff, but just intuitively, because you had a pattern with the one hand, so I was expecting, okay, that pattern's done, I'll signal it with the other hand, right? But anyway, it's optional, like it's fine. Cool. Yeah. I'd maybe cut the outro just by like a second or two. Yeah, it's pretty great. I mean, I know I stopped a lot to make nitpicky comments and stuff, but like in general, that played really well. And the stuff that I was pointing out, like there were very few patterns that didn't work. It was just talking about that flow, the leans, things like those kind of subjective things, which I'm only pointing out because we've literally been talking about it. And I think you're at the point where we can go to that next level, right? Like you've got the basics down pat, the parody is great. The wrist rolls work. I think, wait, was there one that didn't? Oh yeah, that one with the up reset was like the only one I found that maybe didn't work, and even then, yeah, it kind of did, and I think it just felt weird the first time I played it. So, as you know, we will talk about this, so message me and we can go over the details. But anyway, I hope that helps.